Hey and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So yes, we got Module 28 on the previous server. We can see some upcoming changes. Now we have seen that they're coming out with a new rank to enchantments, Celestial. This allows you to upgrade only bound to character enchantments up to this new rank, which will give them a 300 item level boost, or if it's a combat enchantment, a whopping 1000 item level boost. Up to 6,000, with then also them getting some boost to their equip bonuses. However, that's not the only thing in store. You may realize when you look at, say, the upgrade cost that it's not that much. It seems to be about the same, if not less, than what we had with upgrading an enchantment to Mythic. That just seems a bit odd. And well, you are correct. They have actually gone and changed all the upgrade ranks. They have actually gone and made enchantments a lot easier to get to Mythic. A lot cheaper. This is definitely going to be a good thing for the newer player who needs to face that grind. I understand if you're a bit put out and feel a bit cheated if you only just recently upgraded your enchantments. But that's just how the game works. Over time, they don't want to make it so that it gets insanely high price to get to maximum. They want to have newer players at least have a chance to catch up, so they reduce the price on these upgrades, which makes sense, and it's similar reason they reduce the price on upgrading collars to make them a little bit more achievable and accessible, and so more people will actually go and upgrade them. Like myself, I most likely will now. I am still stuck on one mythic collar, one legendary, and the rest epic, because I did not want to sink that much resources into those collars. I did not feel it was worth it with the benefit that they gave me. So they've gone and reduced the collar costs down by like 66%, like basically a third of the price if they were before that's required to upgrade them. So that's pretty massive. Now they've gone and done a similar thing also with enchantments when you go and upgrade them to Mythic. Again, this is discounting the fact that yes, you can now upgrade them further to Celestial. And if we do take that price in mind, essentially what's going to happen is that getting an enchant to Celestial is going to be even a bit cheaper than it was to get an enchant to Mythic. So let's have a look. We'll go and actually upgrade a green enchantment here. This is again on the preview test server for Module 28, so those prices have dropped. Had to relocate to this little bench, but as we were saying, these green enchantments, when you go and upgrade them now to blue, have a 20% upgrade chance. This is the most noticeable difference, but then also only requiring 20,000 refinement points, 1 glyph of potency, and 2 gold. It's gotten so cheap. On the live server here with Module 27, the upgrade cost is 100,000 refinements, 3 glyphs, 5 gold, but the problem is the 0% upgrade chance, and this is where you save an absolute ton of astral diamonds, because instead of say needing a coal moat here, or say a primitive moat and then a ton of preservation wards, at least 100 preservation wards, you can just go and with the 20% chance upgrade with just a few preservation wards. We use like 5 here. We can afford to lose some extra refinement and some gold. That's super cheap. So we can just go here, try once. Maybe we're lucky. We are. And we get it immediately. But you're probably going to spend upwards of 5 preservation wards on average to get that upgraded to blue. And that's it. Super cheap to get a blue enchantment versus how it currently is, where you would need a moat. You would need a coalescent moat usually here to get a 100% upgrade chance. Otherwise you just have a 0% chance to do this. But even then, going from blue to epic, as you may have just seen, is also going to be cheaper. With the refinement points, with the glyphs of potencies, the gold, and it having a 5% upgrade chance. You can increase this to 6% with, say, a primitive moat. But it means you don't have to use a coal moat to get, say, a 100% chance. You can actually just get away with the 5%. Again, versus the live server, you would have a 0% chance, a higher cost with refinement, more glyphs, more gold. And so you'd need, again, a coal moat here to get the 100% or an absolute ton of preservation wards, at least 100. So what you can do now with just 5% is just use about 25 preservation wards here. And on average, that should be enough to just protect those glyphs. Again, you only have to spend 2 glyphs. And so you can usually afford to dump some extra refinement points, 60,000. That's usually cheap, and 4 gold. This could, to be honest, be bugged. That is not a 5% upgrade chance. For an example, this is a 5% upgrade chance on artifacts. I know they work properly. We just use some preservation wards here and some preservation wards here, and we should get the guaranteed upgrade at, yes, you can see 30, and that should be the same for the enchantment, where even if you were super unlucky, you should still be able to upgrade this thing after 30 tries, meaning you would spend 30 preservation wards with those enchantments, because yeah, again, I don't recommend bothering to protect the refinement or the gold, as that's kind of pennies with regards to the comparison to glyphs and even moats. I would recommend using a green moat here. They can come very cheap, but this is 100% bugged. So I will definitely go and report that. So we'll just dump some preservation wards in here, and yeah, you go like try until success. But the amount of preservation wards we're spending on this is probably more than we would have spent just by using a coal moat. But once you get to legendary and you go on to mythic as well, it's the 0% chance again. So you will most likely just want to use a coal moat there. And that's again the same going from legendary to mythic. So you still have that cost, but the cost of the glyphs, the gold, the refinement has all dropped as well to match kind of a linear path with regards to the new celestial enchantments. Now again, you cannot upgrade a mythic enchantment any further as long as the enchantment is not bound. It has to be bound to character after trading it in here at the enchantment unlock. You have to trade it in, then go and claim it, and when it is bound to character, then you can upgrade it to celestial. Yeah, many people are in disagreement of the system. I understand that, and I'm not exactly a fan either. So if we actually look at all the math and the data with that, if they go and fix the bug with regards to the epic enchants upgrading to legendary at 5% chance and not actually being 5%, then we can see the price drop is significant. You're going from about a 3.6 million upgrade rate down to just 2 million. So you should see the prices of mythic enchantments plummet. They're already pretty low, to be honest. And that's why I have been telling people to just buy them. Don't bother upgrading them because you just end up paying more. But let's go to, say, just standard offense, utility, and defense enchantments. And yeah, they're up there of about nearly 3 million. And that's reasonable for the current price of upgrading. But as soon as this comes around, where upgrading to blue and upgrading to purple is going to be super cheap just using some preservation wards, you can see you only need 25 preservation wards because you need 5 to get to blue and about 20 to get to purple with a 5% upgrade chance. And then you only need like 2 coal mods because you need to get that to legendary and then to mythic at the 0% chance. Whereas before you have 0% chance all the way, and so you need like 4 coal moats. Or you can use preservation wards, but you'll still be spending about the same amount, if not more, when you take into consideration the amount of extra refinement and gold you'd be spending. So yes, we will definitely be seeing quite a big drop. Keep in mind these costs are considering preservation wards at 8,500 astral diamonds and coalescent moats at 750,000 astral diamonds. These will vary depending on supply and demand, but this is the average price you see on, say, the PC auction house. In terms of all of the tiers and the difference between the upgrade rates, you can see that all here. the costs dropping from the before to after because of the, say, amount of reagents needed has dropped, along with particularly the upgrade chance from green to blue and blue to purple. Again, it appears that the 5% is currently bugged to only be a 1%, even though it displays 5%. I'll have to keep you guys updated with that, but if this is just a 1%, then you would be using, say, a primitive mode to get that to 2%, and you would be spending around 50 preservation wards. But otherwise, not that big a difference between purple to legendary upgrades and legendary to mythic. Just a little bit lower because of the amount of glyphs you would need and golden refinement. But then, yeah, that does then result in this difference, which is nearly half the amount that they costed before. Again, it's a particularly good thing for a newer player who wants to gear up quicker. The cost of enchantments dropping, allowing you to max out in that regard quicker, because you do need like 12 enchantments. But just be aware, wait for Module 28 before you do go and make any upgrades, because it will be significantly cheaper, as you see here with this update. But again, we will be having the cost of celestial enchantments coming in, where we can upgrade them further to a new rank, giving more item level, more stats, and in terms of combat enchantments, more bonuses. And these will be 0% chance. You will need a coal moat, and they'll cost a bit more refinement, a bit more glyphs, and some gold there. It's just the funny thing is, to get from Mythic to Celestial, it costs the exact same amount as it did before to get from Legendary to Mythic. The same 400,000 refinement, 6 glyphs, 20 gold, 0% upgrade chance. But with regards to them reducing significantly the costs from green to blue and blue to purple, you will see that it will be cheaper to get our enchantments maxed out than it did before. It will be about 3 million getting to Celestial versus, as before, just to Mythic at 3.6 million. That's a good thing, just means it's cheaper overall to max out your enchantments. The only issue I have again is you have to bind your enchantments in order to even upgrade them. You cannot go and upgrade an enchantment that, say, is not bound, like we see here. We just upgraded this garnet, it's not bound. We cannot upgrade it. So you have to bind it by using the unlock enchantments here, creating them account wide and then claiming them back, and then you can go and upgrade them. So that's really weird, and it also leads to a system where you cannot create these as account wide because you're upgrading a bound to character enchantment. You cannot move it between characters, and thus you can only take advantage of them on the character you upgraded it on, meaning you'd have to go and make the same upgrade on every single other character you also wanted that enchantment on, which is weird, but we shall see. There is currently no response from the devs if that's intended to work like that. Is it intended to not be able to upgrade an unbound enchantment, or what's the story? Again, we'll have to see, and I'll keep you guys posted, but this update will make upgrading an enchantment to Mythic significantly cheaper, and even getting celestial enchantments on one character will be cheaper than it was before to just get Mythic enchantments. So make sure you're not losing out on value by, say, upgrading enchantments between now and the next update. Make sure to hold out and wait. Otherwise, if you're selling enchantments, well, yeah, you probably know what to do. Don't go underselling though. I wouldn't sell less than 2 million. Once again, a massive thank you to all of these channel members for your added support, and we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.